Tobia Null here. Now, I'm sorry for the terrible lighting and location, but I like to do everything at the last minute, it seems, and I only have one more day before the Monster-A-Thon ends. So this is the Read Your Fears challenge, in which you're supposed to make 3 recommendations based on a fear or many fears or go on a tangent. Now, as you can see, I like to ramble. I actually thought of quite a few that I could apply to this, but for the sake of time and your patience, I am just going to try to stick with 3, maybe 1 bonus. So I don't think I have any really crazy irrational fears. Um, I have my phobias and hangups and all that like everyone else, but we're going to, for the sake of this, cut to the chase and move on to the first one, which is pretty common, and that is spiders. Spiders, ticks, anything that's at that creepy crawly stage, just no. And the book I have for this is The Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is a sci-fi future-based book in which humanity has abandoned Earth for greener pastures of a sort, and what they've left in the wake has turned into intelligent animals, and the animal that rises to the top and reshapes the entire civilization that is left on Earth is a spider. And this was done with such a unique perspective, and I think the spider part was done better than even the human elements, that I stuck with it and I really enjoyed it. And that was my first foray into this author's work, and I'm really glad. I know there's another book out there. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I do want to read it, and that is saying something. Now, my other fear is not death itself, but terminal illness and chronic conditions and disorders that can lead to it. So it is the process of death that just terrifies me. I've always been a little bit of a hypochondriac, and it's as I get older and see more people that I know and love coming down with certain conditions, it's just gotten so much worse. So while that might not be weird, it is something that is with me. And so the first of this, one of the conditions that I have a trouble with is things in the brain, dementia, Alzheimer's. This is just a horrible thought of me and for me, and it has affected people I know and love. And so for this, I'm going to try to take a little bit of spin on it and make it a little bit happy. And I want to recommend the Curse Worker series by Holly Black. Now, she's gotten a little more notoriety for her older works and her current series that are set in the same universe, but this is a urban fantasy that deals with a mob-like setting and politics of diversity and subjugation of people who view themselves as superior because they are afraid, so it's very applicable. But in this world, you have certain people with abilities. There's only, I think, maybe 5. I can't remember off the top of my head what they are right now. But one of these abilities is that you can replace or change someone's memory. The catch to this is that every ability has a blowback, which means a consequence to using it. And in this world, for that worker, the more you change, the more you risk on losing yourself, which is horrifying to me. And you kind of get to see with one character how this pans out over these 3 books slowly. I really enjoy it. She's not the most fantastic writer in the world, but I think this is a concept that I really wish she had expanded upon. Now, the third book I'm going to recommend deals with terminal chronic illness, and it does this in a strange way, and that is The Traveling Cat Chronicles by Hiro Arikawa, I think it was the author's name. And this is the story of a young man who is trying to find a new home for his cat, a cat he picked up as a stray. And this isn't a spoiler because the cat picks up pretty early on that something is wrong with this owner. I mean, why is he giving me away? What makes this interesting is that it's told entirely from the perspective of the cat. And this also kind of deals with another fear, which I'm going to mention on the side of, I've kind of resigned myself. I'll probably be the old cat lady. The whole family, extended relations, huge groups of friends isn't me. So I don't really fear the whole, like dying alone, but I do hesitate about what do we leave behind. We're not all going to have multi-corporations and huge foundations put in our name or leave great masterpieces behind, but am I going to be able to leave some sort of mark? And this is a really great and comforting way to say that, you know, we don't know the impact we have on people. And this extends beyond the cat into the other people in the lives and the mistakes and the things that have gone wrong in his life up till then. And it's really touching. It's really sweet. It's really sad. And those are just 3 recommendations. I have a couple more, which I might extend this some other time, but I'm sure you're sick of hearing me talk, especially with all this graininess. So I hope you have a great night. And please, if you happen to watch, what are some of your fears? Give me a little link to your video. I would love to see where all our crazy messed up minds are. Toodles!